Oh. So my weekend life consistently for the last 8 years has been me and Alice doing me and Alice things. For the last 2.5 years, or at least 2.5 years ago, when I moved into the van, me and Alice have gone out on adventures every weekend in the van, or when I had the boat, we went out on the boat for adventures. Usually we went out in the van at weekends because she preferred the van than the boat, but eventually we ended up selling the boat because of how little use it got. And then obviously 3 months ago, little Phoenix arrived, and my weekends have been both children. What I've tried to do is, because of the situation with Alice, which is not a very good situation at the moment, I've tried to make sure that I have both of them at the same time so that Alice can spend as much time with Phoenix as possible, because I don't know how long that's going to last. So today I picked Alice up. Now I could have picked Phoenix up first. I was actually closer to Phoenix's house this morning, so I could have picked him up first, but I kind of feel that picking him up should be a part of Alice's day also. It's only a little thing, but I think things like that are important, that she's included in that process. So picked Alice up, then went to pick Phoenix up. We've been for a long walk today, walked about 3 miles with the dog and Phoenix. Phoenix slept the entire time. And then we played computer games because there's nothing else to do during lockdown. It's very difficult being sort of a part-time single parent during this COVID situation anyway, because usually we would go out and do something, go to the cinema or go to the arcade or go out for food. We had a routine where we'd go out for Five Guys every weekend, and that sort of stopped. So now we're kind of limited. So usually it is walking, exercise, being outdoors, and then because Alice now is getting older and does enjoy computer games and all that kind of thing, I've had to embrace that somewhat as well, because usually it's something I have nothing to do with, but now I have to understand that Alice is getting older, so we do that. Seeing Alice and Phoenix interact with each other is brilliant. Obviously Phoenix doesn't get to, they only get to see each other once a week really, for 5 hours, which is not enough, but it's all I can physically do at the moment. This is not my doing at all. Obviously some of you that have been following this channel for a while know that I fight every day for more time with Alice, but the more I fight for more of Alice, the less of Alice I get, which is a very difficult situation. My situation with Phoenix though, just for clarity, is a lot different. I see Phoenix every day, usually every day without fail. Like in the last few weeks it's been 1 or 2 days where I've not seen him, but I've moved pretty much into Sheffield again, so I get to see him every day, and that's the only reason I'm back in Sheffield, so I can see Phoenix every day. Again, I've had a few negative comments suggesting that I'm trying to get away from seeing my children, and that's why I live in a van and all kinds of bullshit, but yeah, I see him every day, and it's brilliant seeing him every day. He stays over in the van most of the week. Again, the situation is difficult on that side of things, but, and I'm not going to go into it, it is private, but myself and Phoenix's mum have got a great relationship. At the moment, I don't have to worry about any of that. They both stay over most nights of the week in the van, which is absolutely brilliant actually. I couldn't have asked for anything more really. I couldn't have asked for more understanding co-parent, to be fair, as well, because I've got one parent massively against the van, like literally will pull out anything, whoa, come back, will literally pull out anything to stop Alice staying in the van, and then another parent that stays in the van with me and Phoenix because she, you know, she's not bothered about the van situation, actually really enjoys the van. So this video is kind of just about my weekend really. I've just dropped them both off now. Again, I dropped Phoenix off first so that Alice could be a part of that drop off process, even though I was near Alice's house and they live opposite sides of Sheffield to each other. I was near Alice's house, drove past Alice's house to pick Phoenix, to drop Phoenix off, then driven all the way back to drop Alice off, and now I'm driving pretty much back to where Phoenix lives because I need to do some things, and that's where I'm going to stay tonight. So I've done a fuck ton of miles today for the children. I guess that this video is kind of about not just sort of my arrangements, but also how the van works with that as well, because a lot of comments that I do get, not necessarily on YouTube but on other social media platforms, is, you know, how can you have children in a van? Children shouldn't be in a van and all that kind of thing. When I say a lot, it's obviously the minority of comments, but I still get more than I would expect. Somebody suggested that you know, bringing children up in a van is wrong and it's not hygienic and all that kind of thing. And I've gone through a lot of that. What I want you to know is that I've crossed every T and dotted every I as far as social services go, as far as family courts go, as far as CAFCAS goes. All those organisations that oversee children and access to children and children's futures are all satisfied. It's more than adequate. In fact, social services, when I contacted social services for clarification, they were more than happy with the van situation and actually said that the van side of my daughter's life was an enhancement to her life. They didn't say, yeah, it's all right, it'll do. They were blown away by it. They said, what an interesting thing for a child to have. When that child is older, she will be able to talk about these adventures that she's been on and things that she did. And again, my understanding of it is that it is better than playing computer games all weekend or just being stuck in a house. It is better than that. And I know now that I'm sort of having to come round to the computer game side of things, but the way my parenting goes is that everything in moderation. I don't mind her watching YouTube videos. I don't mind her playing computer games, but for limited periods of time. I would much rather her be learning about things, walking, doing exercise, doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm not suggesting that she doesn't do that with her other parent. I don't know what goes on there. I'm just saying that that's the way I want to do it. So this is the way that it is done. But if you take away the external part of this van, all it is really is a box room, and it's a you know, a studio apartment. That's all it is. So it's no different if this interior was surrounded by bricks, it would be socially acceptable. But because this interior is surrounded by steel and wheels and an engine, some people have a problem with it. Again, when I'm in the back of there, I don't think about it as a van. It's just a home. It's just a bedroom or whatever. So it's still got the same hygiene. I still use the same cleaning products as you. I still do everything the same. I still wash my pots in the same washing up liquid as you. My clothes still get washed the same as you. My drinking water is still the same as your drinking water. My coffee is better than your coffee, unless you buy my coffee. So it's hard sometimes to try and change people's perceptions on what, you know, how a child should live and all that kind of thing, and also the van situation in general. What's weird is that a boat seems more socially acceptable than a van, when they're essentially the same thing, except one's on water and one drives on the road. A boat is more acceptable to some people, which is strange. Anyway, I've babbled on. I'm going to show you a few clips of us doing our thing, and then I'm going to let you go. Have a good one. I go, get him, 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 get him. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear.
And so I named him Bob Ross. Bob was in my mind a good symbol of patience, perseverance, and strength. Even be merry, Ross knew our waters were clean, despite 18 toads living above, as our fish and shrimp were vivacious and healthy. To show you another cool area and hangout for the frogs, the marsh. Now remember that trench section behind the wall? Well, to turn the area into that mossy wetland we dreamed of, I first added a layer of activated carbon. Although the sealants and silicones I used are allegedly non-toxic and safe, I still wanted to add this purifying layer of activated carbon to absorb any impurities in this area for times to come. Then on top of this carbon layer, I added some...
Alice?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Playing Roblox?
Roblox?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Love Roblox, me. Clap your feet. Clap your feet. Clap your feet.
The question was,
Clap your feet.
tick
Tick tick nose.
the pond
Tick
was
tick
still 100%
nose.
full body,
Tick tick
without a
nose.
single leak in
Tick
sight.
tick nose. There you go. That was us driving around, being lazy, playing computer games, watching YouTube channels, changing nappies, doing all kinds of stuff. That's not a typical week, but that is a typical week during COVID-19 and in the limited time frames that I have. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Bye, Felicia.